Hi everybody, it's Tom from FindTheBestCarPrice.com. Today we're going to take a look at this 2022 Honda Passport EXL. And for those of you who are saying, what is up with that almost $44,000 price? Well, there are some dealer added options and features that this model has that it didn't arrive with when it showed up on the truck. Based on the fact that it's the EXL trim level, here's what you can expect minus those added additions. LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED tail lights. The tire size is 245/65. That 65 series sidewall is going to help to improve ride quality because of its size and the fact that it makes it easier to absorb bumps when driving down the road compared to a lower profile tire. Those are wrapped around 20-inch wheels. Under the hood is the 3.5-liter V6, putting out 280 horsepower and 262 pounds-feet of torque. Mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission, in this particular case, it is a front-wheel drive model, but torque vectoring all-wheel drive is available if so desired. Estimated MPGs come in at 20 miles per gallon city, 25 miles per gallon highway, and a combined total of 22. And as far as those added features go where the exterior is concerned, here is what you will find. You will find the added side steps by the dealership, tinted windows, something that is also added at the dealership, in addition to really the most expensive part of the upgrades. It's called Auto Butler. A strange name for what amounts to paint protection. Basically, it's something that is wiped onto the paint, it dries, and is supposed to protect the paint. We haven't tested that to see how well it works, so if you have any experience with that, tell us down in the comments. And what about utility and capabilities? Towing numbers come in between 3,500 and 5,000 pounds. You do have a power rear door, and within the inside of that rear door, the cargo area can hold between 50.5 up to as much as 100.7 and 100.8 cubic feet when the rear cargo area is maximized by lowering the rear seats. Under the floor is the cargo tray, adding quite a bit more cargo capacity. That can be removed from the vehicle to gain access to the spare tire. You might have noticed the spare tire wasn't underneath the vehicle. That's because it's inside underneath this floor that you can easily get out of the way a couple of different ways depending on what you desire. Within the back seat, you will find 2 air conditioning vents and 2 USB ports. Wonder why Honda doesn't have 3 USB ports since there is seating for 3 in that area. Maybe we'll see something like that in the future. And there is quite a bit of storage within the front seat between the glove box, the door bins, and the center console. You will find 2 more connectivity options with USB capability between what is in the console and what is also located above the charging pad, the wireless charging pad, along with a 12-volt power outlet. The infotainment screen is easy to use and navigate. You can even move icons around if you want to rearrange things. Everything is simple to learn, simple to use, and you will also find the multi-view rear view camera. And one thing that a lot of people may not like so much. It's a little controversial with some, and some like it. Tell us where you fall on which side of the line with that push-button shifter. Speaking of the push-button shifter, let's talk about available driving modes. You have Econ mode, you have Normal, and you have Sport and Snow, depending on what you want to use. And speaking of driving modes, why don't we get out on the road for a test drive and see exactly how this Passport handles and drives. All right, here we go. I'm driving in what I affectionately call snail mode, Econ mode. So, surprisingly, if you drop the pedal to the floor, it will get up and go without a problem. It takes a little bit longer, but it does eventually get there. So, I'm going to go from snail mode. In fact, I'm going to just reach over here and turn it off, and we'll go back into normal. The big difference here is that you're still going to get the same acceleration. It's just going to come a little bit faster. The same thing when you go into sport mode, because, well, then you can have the engine and the transmission running a little bit easier, a little bit more freely turning, so to speak, so the RPMs are going to rise a little bit faster. So what about ride quality? What is the ride quality like in this Passport? Well, personally, I think it's pretty good. But the trick here is that it's really best for you to drive it for yourself, because you have to keep in mind that as somebody who reviews cars on a very regular basis, whether I mean to or not, I am essentially filtering through what I drive on a daily basis. So I might say, well, this rides really well, and you might hop in it and say, well, not for me. It just depends on what you're used to. That's why test drives for yourself are so important. I'll give the test drive here on YouTube, but I always like to caution people against just taking our word for it here in the automotive journalist world. It is what it is. You can only convey so much in words and in video. But the things I can say is that the seating is comfortable. Obviously, you have this multi-adjustable 10-way power driver's seat. The steering wheel itself, pretty comfortable. It's not leather wrapped, so it's not as comfortable as it would be if that were the case. But everything is easy to get to, and something I really like. I can't say this enough. If you are somebody who has never had the kind of technology that these Hondas have with the infotainment screen and all the safety features and all that good stuff that's here, don't be afraid of it with a Honda. Honda has one of the absolute easiest infotainment screens and overall technology to learn in the industry. So it's easy to deal with, it's easy to learn. If you can use your smartphone, you can use this technology here. Acceleration is good. The brake pedal, well, again, that goes back to what you're used to. To me, it feels a little bit soft, but when you get on it hard enough, the vehicle stops with no problem, even with that soft pedal feel. But you need to drive it for yourself. Someone else might hop in here and say, no, that feels aggressive to me. Just depends on what you are used to experiencing. But overall, always high marks for these Hondas. Enjoyable to drive, a lot of great features. It's a good vehicle regardless. If you're wanting a little bit more space than what is available here, well, you could step up to the Honda Pilot, the 3-row SUV from Honda. And tell me down in the comments, would you like to see Honda eventually offer a full-size SUV? To learn more about the model in today's video, visit the link in the description for a detailed comparison between trims and pricing for the vehicle we featured or any vehicle you may be interested in. These pages feature information such as our recommended trim level based on price, value, and features. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We look forward to seeing you next time.